I work for the new parent support program as a home visiting registered nurse. So it's been a little over a year now that I've been with Magellan Federal.
I am a family advocacy program assistant at Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska, and I've been with the company since September, so I'm a newbie.
So I've been doing my job for 2.5 years. I work as an ID card specialist. I work at the ID labs that are on all of the bases where we issue ID cards to any government employee, whether that be civilian, contractor, or military and their families.
I love the work that I do. I think it's such a privilege to be able to serve the military families.
Love it. I'm primarily working with the new parent support program, the new mamas and the babies and the fan nurses. I really do enjoy all of that work.
I like being able to talk to people, learning about all different jobs that are in the government. I love the interaction. I really like it.
Usually very many hiring managers don't look at that favorably, but I remember when I was being interviewed for this position, one of the first questions that I was asked was if I was a military spouse, and I was very honest and I said, yes, I am. The person who interviewed me kind of just drew on my background and said, oh, that's great that you're a military spouse. That means that you already have experience working with military families. And that was the first time that any hiring manager, any interviewer had kind of drawn on my background and valued that.
They value it very much. Primarily, I've been with the military. My husband retired and we were in over 20 years and traveled all over. And at that time when we had babies, there was no new parent support program. And so they know that we experienced all that through the military. And I think that's, part of the value of why they probably hired me is because I have worked with that.
I think that it's probably played a small part, but one thing that I like about Magellan Federal is I think they value all of their employees. I don't know that I'm necessarily treated any differently than any other employee. We're all treated very well. When I applied, I feel like that they took an emphasis in the fact that I was a military spouse and that I had a background in the knowledge of the military, which definitely helps with my job because I understand a lot of what's going on. I think they value that we are serving our country even though we're not the active duty member.
I've had nothing but a positive experience, and I'm very grateful for that. I think when you become a military spouse, you kind of lose a little bit of flexibility in your life, but I've never had an issue with Magellan Federal. In the very beginning, when I first got hired and my son was in daycare for the very first time in his life, he definitely got sick very, very often. And I was so afraid to have to take off of work if my husband, couldn't take off of work because he was traveling or doing whatever he was doing. And I was always just met with kindness and with understanding and well wishes for my son to get better. So that was something that I definitely loved about the Magellan Federal team.
Oh, it's been wonderful. My husband is retired military, but he works at the VA, and so we're both sort of in the hospital settings, and Magellan has really worked with us, and I'm enjoying the company very much.
My experience has been great. This company is very good about letting us have time off when it works for us, which as a military family can be difficult. We kind of get vacation when our military member is allowed to have vacation or when it works for their job. They also are very understanding that a lot of the times I'm a single mom just because my husband is deployed all the time. So it's been great about me being able to call in when my kids are homesick or when they need me for a school event. They've been always very understanding. I think that they're great as far as trying to meet the needs of a family that's associated with the military. I also have other military friends who have worked for this company that they were very helpful in helping them to switch locations and switch their jobs, which means a lot as a family member of a military member because it is very challenging moving all the time.
So please come and join the team if they are interested in being truly valued as a military spouse. If they're looking for a position that is flexible to their needs, then Magellan Federal is definitely the right team.
The company's very good. They work with the military. They, we're constant contact, even though it's a very wide company and you're all over the United States. And so, we're all into contact and we're in touch, and they work with the base very well.
I think it's been a very good company. I think they treat their employees well. They try and give the best benefits that they can. I've had very positive experience. The communication is very good in this company. I feel like they do a good job of keeping us in the loop of what's going on in the big scheme of things, all the way down to just our contract. Overall, I would say they're a good company. Any issues that we've had, they've been quick to address it, and they've been very good at trying to take care of us. I know that during this pandemic, they made concessions for us. They've done really well at trying to give concessions and taking care of the employees the best they can considering the circumstances.